let's get on with the show. So, take flight, fam. I'm about to give you a total master class on gut health, right? A lot of people ask me about this, and I wanted to just kind of like break down basically the cliff notes of why you need to care about this, okay? Um, you might have seen YouTube videos, you might have seen people talking about, oh, gut health, blah, 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 fiber. You understand that it's probably important, but you don't really understand why it's important. And that's what we're going to go over in this video today. So, first things first is you're asking, who cares? Like, why should I even care about gut health? Why should I even care about gut health? Right. But first things first is serotonin. What is serotonin? Serotonin is a feel good hormone, right? It's a feel good hormone. Lack of serotonin in the body is linked with depression symptoms, right? And you'll hear me talk about that a little bit more later on in the video, but you need serotonin to feel good about yourself, to just have a good morale, right? And the thing is that 95% of serotonin is actually produced in your gut. It's the largest site for serotonin production. So now you know that serotonin is very important. You need serotonin to feel good. You'll see me kind of talk about gut health. All of this kind of correlates together. All of this is connected, right? All of this is connected, right? You'll hear about sleep, you'll hear about stress, hear about fiber. All of this stuff is very closely linked. Okay, so another reason why serotonin is very important is because your body needs serotonin to make melatonin, to produce melatonin. I'm a big proponent on for increasing the amount of melatonin production is taking magnesium before you go to bed because it'll increase the amount of melatonin in your brain naturally. So you don't got to take those melatonin pills, right? But the body needs serotonin to make melatonin. So the more serotonin you have, the more melatonin production you have, the better sleep you're going to have, producing better sleep. Okay, so all of this is correlated. You need good gut health to have good serotonin production, and then good serotonin productions means your body will make more melatonin, which means more melatonin, you'll get better sleep. So you realize here that it's like a a flywheel, right? One action leads to the next action, one action leads to another. And so um that's why you'll see this is very important right here. Okay, so serotonin, very important. The more skilled you are at having better gut health, at doing the right things to produce better gut health, the better you'll feel. The better you'll feel, the better sleep you'll get, the better relationships you'll have. You'll feel just a new person, right? That's why common depression symptoms like insomnia, lack of sleep, it's all links back to serotonin, right? So what do we need to do? We need to improve our gut health, right? Improve our gut health. Also, lack of serotonin has been shown to, produce inflammation in the gut. Okay. So serotonin is so important, which means it's so important to have good gut health. Well, what is good gut health, right? So how do I have good gut health, you might ask? And it's through good gut bacteria. It increases GABA receptors in the brain. And basically, GABA is a neurotransmitter associated with mood, right? Lack of GABA has been shown to produce chronic depression, right? GABA is also like a supplement. You can get GABA in supplement form. However, GABA will also be increased when there's good gut bacteria. Okay, so good gut bacteria. But you can also get GABA in supplement form, right? But everything on here can be produced naturally. You'll start to see. Once you improve your gut health, you will have lower anxiety and stress, right? But you'll see how it's a spiral effect. It's a spiral effect when you have good gut bacteria. How do you get good gut bacteria? You consume things that are beneficial for your gut, stuff like probiotics, right? Basically, in a nutshell, what probiotics are is cellulose. and fiber, right? And those are the same thing, but cellulose and fiber bind together to produce a probiotic, okay? And what you want to look for in probiotics is the number of CFUs, potency, the number of CFUs in the probiotics, which is basically the number of live bacteria. So you'll see in like kombucha, right? They'll list all of the different strains of bacteria and the CFU potency, which just means the number of live bacteria and the number of probiotic strains. So you want a lot of different variety of probiotic strains to be present, which is the CFU potency. So like you'll see like kombucha, GT's kombucha, you'll see that it'll have a ton of these different strains of good gut bacteria, like Bacillus coagulans, right? This big ass word that no one knows how to pronounce, right? Or Saccharomyces boulardii, right, which is another strain of good gut bacteria. Or you'll see Lactobacillus bacterium, right? So these are just a few different strains of good gut bacteria. But yeah, this goes into CFU potency. At the end of the day, if they're not listing what gut bacteria they have, in whatever you're consuming, chances are they're kind of just saying that it's gut friendly, quote unquote, right? If they're really gut friendly, you need to see what the CFU potency is, right? Um, so like you can get that in GT's kombucha, for example, or you could just ferment your own vegetables, right? We'll go into how to ferment your own vegetables. I'll just tell you right now, I'll probably forget. But the way you ferment your own vegetables is you get a mason jar, you throw in whatever vegetables, you throw in salt, water, fridge for like 2 hours, and then boom, you got fermented vegetables, which, you know, is very positive for your gut. Outside of that, you can buy different gut bacteria strains. Like you can buy Bacillus coagulans. You can buy Saccharomyces boulardii, or you could buy Lactobacillus bacterium. You can buy these in supplement form. However, very expensive. Okay, like I would rather you get these naturally and save your money and then buy other things you need for your fitness journey, for your weight loss journey, rather than kind of like spend the money on these. However, like if you have the extra money to get a good strain of these in supplement form, I mean, you could go about that. I mean, it wouldn't hurt. But it's you can get this in other forms, what I'm trying to say, right? So definitely want to look at the CFU potency of your probiotics, right? Very important, very important. So now that we know like good gut bacteria, right? Like good gut bacteria, we understand GABA, right? GABA receptors increase the level of feel good hormones, which is serotonin right there. Kind of understand like why you should have a good gut, right? You understand now like why I should prioritize gut health because you need this, right? Now we're on to bad gut health. And that's really what gut dysbiosis is, which means bad bacteria outnumbers good gut bacteria, which will slow down your metabolism, which is why a lot of people are overweight, right? This is why a lot of people are overweight. You could say IBS too, but really gut dysbiosis is really why a lot of people are overweight, right? Because this will drastically slow down your metabolism. Now, there's ways to combat this that doesn't include like changing up your diet 100%, right? However, just getting in this nitty gritty of why this stuff works in the body, okay? So, gut dysbiosis is when bad bacteria outnumbers good gut bacteria, right? And obviously, what I just said, it can disrupt normal metabolic function, which can lead to insulin resistance, which is basically like if I were to give you a scientific explanation as to why like 70% of the American population is overweight or obese, it's this right here. It is 150% this right here. Okay. Gut dysbiosis, which is literally like everybody has this almost because this just isn't taught really. Like this just actually is not taught, right? And that's why I'm making this video right here. So gut dysbiosis is when bad bacteria just floods the gut, the large intestine, right? So you might be asking, what causes bad bacteria in the gut? You understand this, right? You understand probiotics, CFUs. You understand Bacillus coagulans. You understand Saccharomyces boulardii, right? You understand how to flood your gut with good gut bacteria, right? But you might have a question as to what causes bad gut bacteria, right? Number one is diet, right? Number one is diet. Now, here's the thing. I definitely recommend, especially clients in the Take Flight coaching program, I recommend, like, you don't need to worry about this first and foremost, right? I have helped numerous people lose their first 8 pounds, their first 30 days, lose their first 20 to 50 pounds. Caleb actually has lost 77 pounds. He's been with us for about 14 months. Okay. Suno went from 40% body fat down to 14% body fat in like 16 weeks. Okay. So I have prioritized, the one thing, right? When you're trying to lose weight, focus on the one thing, right? But let's just say you lost your first 20 to 30 pounds, right? By the way, I 100% recommend you get a coach to do this because the coach will prioritize what you need to focus on, A, B, and C, if that makes sense, right? But let's just say you've lost your first 20 to 50 pounds, right? You really need to prioritize gut health now, right? But here's the thing, bad gut bacteria, right? This is what slows down your metabolism at the end of the day. This is what slows down your metabolism, right? But it's number one, diet. Diet is what's going to slow down your metabolism and it's going to flood your gut with bad bacteria, which is, we don't want that, right? We don't want that, which is, obviously excessive sugar, high, starchy foods, right? Starchy carbs are going to, be harmful for your gut. Processed foods, not getting enough fiber, lack of fiber will actually increase the growth of these harmful bacteriums, right? Which you don't want that. You want to get at least, so women, 25 grams of fiber. If you're a man, 40 grams of fiber. But fiber is very important, okay? Next is, I know this is controversial, but hey, it's scientific, scientifically proven. Antibiotics can kill beneficial gut bacteria, right? But I'm not saying antibiotics are bad, right? I don't even have a say in it. I'm not a medical professional. I'm a gut health consultant. I'm a weight loss coach, okay? This is what's going to help you. My job is to help you lose weight. My job is not to help you cure a disease. None of this in here is meant to cure a disease, okay? Or to diagnose a disease. But this is scientific proof, right? Antibiotics can kill beneficial gut bacteria. But, if you're taking antibiotics, cool. Good for you. Just remember what I said with the CFUs and the probiotics, okay? You want to get more of these, right? You want to get more of these. But that's that, right? Next thing is stress, okay? Stress is harmful to your gut microbiome, right? It'll kill the good gut bacteria. But the way we help you reduce your stress is just to consume organic ashwagandha, right? Organic ashwagandha, the best thing for you, right? For stress, okay? The best thing. You can also do masa root. Masa is especially good for women who are experiencing, menopause. But that's a whole different story. Also increases your vitality, but organic ashwagandha is number one. You asked me, Adam, how do you increase your stress? And it's worked. It's worked for Take Flight coaching members. It's worked for you guys. Look, ashwagandha, it's not the most tastiest form of medicine or, natural Ayurvedic herb, right? Because, I get asked a lot, hey, I have gummies, ashwagandha gummies. Don't do that because, like we said, sugar, glucose, it's going to kill the good gut bacteria, right? So you want really the purest form of organic ashwagandha. Okay. And if you're saying, oh, it's too bitter, I get it. Okay. I get it. Take a little bit, throw it in your smoothie. You got the Take Flight smoothie packages, right? Take a little bit, throw it in your smoothie, and boom, you're not going to notice it. Okay. But ashwagandha is important. You need to reduce your stress. Okay. And this can go into getting better sleep too, as well, which we'll talk about that a little bit later on. But reduce your stress. Okay. Very important. Very important. And then exercise, right? Exercise. Lack of exercise means just less microbial diversity. which means just less good gut bacteria. Exercise 3 to 4 days per week, 3 days minimum. Okay. But 3 days, is a good, 3 days is a good happy medium. Okay. Like, don't ever let somebody make you feel bad that you're only working out 3 days a week. Okay. Because 3 days a week is, you're doing better than most people if you can keep that up. Okay. So the next thing is infections, like food poisoning. So infections, I'm sure you can kind of grasp why infections will kill your good gut bacteria, right? So really the only thing you need to worry about is just food poisoning, right? And this just goes into like, yeah, don't eat fast food, right? I used to work at McDonald's when I was in high school, and I'll tell you, brother, working at a fast food restaurant will make you ever eat fast. So if you're like feeling like you're ever addicted to fast food, go work for a fast food restaurant for a week, and I promise you, you will be disgusted. You will not want to eat that again. And you can kind of you'll understand why people get food poisoning from fast food. Just saying, okay. So the next thing is digestive disorders kill good gut bacteria and increase the level of bad gut bacteria. So that is really, the basis of good gut health right there. You kind of understand, why you need to have good gut health. You understand how to have a good gut health by increasing the level of good gut bacteria in your gut and how to reduce the bad gut bacteria. So you're already on your way. This video has already got you well on your way to have great good gut bacteria and good gut health. Okay. And now we'll get into kind of like sleep. Okay. So sleep is like the number one pillar of good gut health, right? Because again, serotonin, right? Serotonin is everything. This whole this whole presentation revolves around serotonin, right? And the feel good hormone. You want to feel good, okay? You want high morale, okay? Like I said, it's a scientific study. Depression symptoms, insomnia, lack of sleep. You want to get good sleep, okay? Maybe this is a, topic for a different day, but I'm just going to kind of gloss over how important sleep is. That's why I just, when I was kind of getting out of high school, I would work a lot and I was kind of getting like into this whole hustle culture, right? But now, guys, don't let anybody tell you, don't let anybody make you feel bad for getting your sleep, okay? You need to prioritize your sleep. I can't stress this enough, okay? So, I mean, sleep deprivation, it's terrible. It's linked to grumpiness, daytime sleepiness, aka insomnia, chronic fatigue right here, brain fog, which brain fog can be helped with taking fish oil, omega 3s. But here's the thing, bro. You've heard you can't out train a bad diet, right? That's true. But you can't out lifestyle a bad sleep. I bet you, guarantee you've never heard that before. You cannot out lifestyle a bad sleep, meaning all the nutrition in the world cannot cure bad sleep. Okay, so very important, very important. Also, studies show chronic diseases, okay, can come from sleep deprivation. Okay, so you definitely want to get better sleep. Another thing, 2001 study of over 1 million male and female participants suggested that lack of sleep less than 6 hours or more than 9 hours. Okay. So too much sleep is a thing as well, right? But most people are lacking sleep. Okay. Most people aren't getting like 13, 14 hours of sleep, right? We all got jobs. We all got places to go, people to see, families to feed. And so I doubt most of you guys are getting more than 9 hours of sleep daily, right? But the study suggested that lack of sleep, less than 6 hours of sleep, increased risk of death by 10%, right? So another reason why you need to get better sleep. The next thing is a sleep deprivation, right? And I'll just gloss over this. I'll probably make another video about like how important sleep is, but we'll just go over it, symptoms of sleep deprivation, you're sleepy throughout the day, lack of creativity, brain fog, you're like you can't come up with good ideas, right? Because you're just like you're drowsy, brain fog, right? You can't, nothing up here. Another thing is weight gain, right? Lack of sleep will increase your appetite, You'll get cravings during the day for what? Junk and fried food, right? So another reason why you need to get good sleep, right? Another thing is increased aging, right? Growth hormone. You've all heard of that. Increased aging is going to come out of you not getting enough sleep, right? No energy to work out. This is something that no amount of pre-workout is going to, and pre-workout and like caffeine is going to just worsen the problem, right? But you're going to have no energy to work out when you're sleep deprived, okay? Another thing is decreased reaction time. Okay, I've heard stories. One at a time, my pastor um, got into a car accident because he fell asleep because he was sleep deprived. Okay, and I've actually almost nearly fallen asleep during driving as well, and so it's very scary right there. So another thing is your immune system, right, takes a hit when you don't get good sleep. So I hope you can kind of see the building blocks of gut health revolves around sleep, right? The building blocks of gut health revolves around sleep. So I urge you, we need to get better sleep, right? And I'll probably end up making another video about this because it's so important, right? But here's the thing. We'll see the National Sleep Foundation, and I'll kind of zoom into this a little bit. Now you'll kind of see the National Sleep Foundation, recommendations on how much sleep you should get. We'll close with this, but basically most of us are kind of like young adults to older adults, right? So, maybe screenshot this right here if you got kids or something like that. But here's the recommended for young adults and adults, so 18 to 64 years old. Um, the recommended sleep amount is 7 to 9 hours, right? This is a sweet spot. If you can get 7 to 9 hours, preferably deep sleep, this will, drastically improve your gut health. So 7 to 9 hours of sleep. But they also say that 10 to 11, is also appropriate for young adults. Now, if you're over 26 years old, no more than 10 is the recommendation. This is appropriate, right? But anything more than 10 hours of sleep as an adult, 26 to 64 years old, it's not recommended that you get over 10 hours of sleep, right? They also say 6 is appropriate, but I mean, this is if you're getting very deep sleep, right? If you're getting deep sleep, and if you really want to get deep sleep, get an Aura ring. But I mean, most people don't get deep sleep, right? Most people aren't getting deep sleep at all. So what I would really look for is to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep, right? This is a good happy medium right here. 7 to 9 hours of sleep. And you will see that, just everything's going to be better in your life. But anyway, that is all, guys. This is how to have a good gut. The basics, the foundations. Now you understand why you should have a good gut, right? How to have a good gut, the benefits of having a good gut, everything in this video. You might want to rewatch it again because I dropped a lot of different little tidbits in here that you're definitely going to want to watch this video again. Save it, share with a friend, because this is important information, guys. We need to have a good gut to just have more life, have more vitality, feel better about ourselves. So I challenge you, implement what I teach in this video. And I challenge you, if you don't feel better, call me up and be like, Adam, you lied. And then I'll be like, well, science lied. Okay. And then I'll give you a cookie or something like that. But yeah, guys, I can't stress this enough. Implement, implement, implement. Watch the video over again if you need to. But this is how you have a good gut for an aesthetic physique. I'll see you soon.